which is my favorite lead? And it would definitely have to be a live transfer. The client is at the best position to buy, and it's typically at the point of interest.
Good morning, Laurel in the Final Expense Department. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
Hey, good morning, Laurel. This is Steve from the Verification Department, and I got a very nice lady with me, Miss Kirsten. She residing in the state of Great State, North Carolina, and she is interested to see the coverage for $5,000 for the funeral. Can I bring her?
Absolutely.
I sent you the information as well, and Mrs. Stevenson, I'm leaving you with one of the best license agent, okay? Both you have a great morning from my side.
Thank you.
Well, good morning, Mrs. Stevenson. It's a pleasure to meet you, ma'am. Once again, my name is Laurel Herrera. And I'm going to be assisting you here this morning, ma'am. Now, before I get started, the information that you confirmed with my assistant, that's correct? I know you went through that double verifying process. That can be a little excruciating. I don't want to go through a third time with you, but it is correct, ma'am. All right,
yes,
Mrs. Stevenson. It is correct. All right.
Understanding what we did 2 years ago with X Telecom, a little company that I'm involved with, is that we went out with the goal to generate the best live transfer that we can generate for a fair cost. Consistent, fair cost. And one of the things that we decided to do was that we were only going to allow one objection per call. One objection, whether it's a live transfer or it was a appointment. My call center guys are only allowed to deal with one objection. And I'll give you an example of that. Let's say, for example, Miss Betty calls into a TV commercial, and my call center representative that captures that information starts to take the client's information, name, address, and all those details. Now, in that process, if Mrs. Betty says, you know what, I'm really not that interested anymore, just send me the information in the mail. That's one objection. So my representatives are allowed to use one objection per call or appointment. Think about it, one. So if that customer comes back with a secondary objection, we take it out of the queue and it's not a lead. We're not going to sell that as a valid live transfer to the agent, because what's going to happen, guys, is that you as the agent, when you receive that transfer, you're going to deal about 2 or 3 minutes of an upset person that felt that that call center representative was not listening to them.
Well, Mrs. Stevenson, you know, there's 4 main reasons that we reach out to folk like we're doing this morning, or folk reach out to us on our TV advertisements. And, you know, the first reason is due to this coronavirus pandemic, well, we're providing all this information 100% over the telephone to help avoid spreading this virus to our senior citizen community. The second reason is that most of our low-income seniors, they have no coverage in place, and they truly don't want to burden their loved ones, you know, with having to come out of pocket unexpectedly to cover funeral costs. The third reason is that for another group of senior citizens that have started on the path of planning by either having some insurance or buying a plot, what they've realized is that they can use a little bit more money to help mitigate that extra cost. And the fourth reason, for an even smaller group of affluent senior citizens that have prepaid for all their funeral arrangements, well, their only motivation at this state of their life is the ability to qualify for some extra insurance to either set up for grandkids, children, or even some income protection, for a surviving spouse. So, Mrs. Stevenson, in your case, which one of these would apply to you?
I need
Do you
a
currently have
final.
anything in place?
No, I don't.
Yeah,
Not this
you
time.
don't? You don't have anything in place. Okay. Well, that's okay. That's why we're having this discussion this morning, because there's so many senior citizens that have nothing in place, not even wills, in fact, and they're leaving their children with these enormous funeral bills to cover, immediately upon their passing, and they find themselves with no money. And I'm sure this is something that you don't want to happen, correct, as your primary motivation?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and assist you the best that I can. Let me ask you another question, more of a personal question, and I promise this stays here with me and you on the phone. But do you feel that in the event you were to pass away, that your children would have enough cash to cover your expenses, or do you feel that they would scramble to put the money together to cover all those funeral arrangements? Do you think they would scramble, or do you think they would have the resources?
They would have enough because I won't be cremated.
Mhm.
So they would have enough
Okay.
for the
In the event. Okay.
in the
Well,
event
thank you for
that
sharing that with me.
housing.
Um, cremation. Okay. Well, you
Yeah.
know, the process that we use here in the office is really simple. We work with some of the highest rated insurance companies that specialize in funeral insurance. And what I'm going to do here today is I'm going to do two things for you. Okay. First, I'm going to ask you some questions, Mrs. Stevenson, just to make sure that you qualify. Okay. For all the
Mhm.
discounts, that are available to you as a senior citizen living in the state of North Carolina. And I would assume that you would want to find a policy to cover those final expenses as inexpensive as possible, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. The second thing I'm going to do for you this morning is I'm going to explain to you in detail how this funeral insurance works specifically for you, and most importantly, your budget based upon the discounts that you may qualify for. Now, if for whatever reason I can't find something that makes sense and help you here in the next few minutes, then what I'm going to be doing is closing out your file permanently and placing all of your information in the company's do not call registry, so it will avoid any future calls regarding this topic. Is that fair enough?
Fair enough.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about your personal goals for coverage, Mrs. Stevenson. This is one of those parts that really helps me find the best funeral policy for you. And that's just making sure that your children have enough to cover your funeral arrangements as well as your cremation arrangements. Now, you did say that if something happens to you, you want to be cremated, right? That's what you said.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Now, cremation has become very popular, over the years. And I don't know if you've seen, but the cost of cremations are ranging anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000, when, you factor everything in. Is that what you've been seeing, living in North
Mhm.
Carolina? Is that what it is?
I mean,
Okay.
wait, going up. Not
Going
cremation
up?
per se, but just funeral
Mhm.
expenses going up.
Well, let me see here. What part of North Carolina are you in? What city?
In
You're in
High Point.
Raleigh? You're in High Point?
No. High Point.
High Point? Okay. One of the tools that we have in order to help our clients determine how much insurance they really need, right, as they plan for today and the future, is that the local funeral homes have been gracious enough to provide us with cost estimates, not exacts, okay, just cost estimates, to help our clients
Mhm.
determine, well, how much insurance do I really need, today and,
Mhm.
in the next few years. And as I look in High Point, several funeral homes pop up, okay? I'm going to drop some names here, and if any of these resonate with you or you recognize, we're only using it just as a point of reference so that we can see what it's costing for a cremation, okay? And so our goal here today is really to help you find some funeral insurance through whole life coverage as a tool to help pay for this one day through life
Mhm.
insurance, which is discounted dollars. And we can both agree we don't have a lease on life, right? We don't.
Sure don't.
And
Yep.
insurance definitely makes a great point to pay for those expenses one day, because if you qualify, you make your price tag is that monthly premium every month, and the insurance price tag is to pay that claim if you die. So with that said, let's
Mhm.
talk a little bit about your health, ma'am, so I can find the best quote and I can do some shopping for you here, Mrs. Stevenson. But can you confirm your age, please?
I'm 68,
And what is your actual date of birth?
1953,
Right. And how tall are you, Miss Stevenson?
5'7",
How much do you weigh?
that's 200 pounds.
Okay. All right. So I do got some health questions to ask you. Now, the Department of Insurance in the state of North Carolina does require that I ask you these questions. So let me just give me a yes or no answer. So my question is, in the past 12 months, have you used any form of tobacco products? Yes or no?
No.
No tobacco. Oh, all right. Is the proposed insured currently hospitalized in a nursing facility or receiving hospice care, confined to a wheelchair, bed, or using oxygen equipment to assist in breathing? Yes or no?
Nope.
All right. Now, let's go ahead and talk now about the important features in a policy like this. Because I really want to make sure that I find the right policy and the right quote based on the features that are important to you. And over the years, Ms. Stevenson, my clients have expressed to me, and I've been doing this is my 18th year now, my clients have expressed to me
Mhm.
certain concerns that they wish they would have addressed from day one. And I'm going to give you some of those
Mhm.
examples to make sure, that they match up with yours. But most of my clients over the years, they want a company that's not going to raise their monthly rates on them as they're getting older, like term insurance or AARP does. So what they're looking for, are rates that are guaranteed, locked in for life, which is all that we offer, policies that have a monthly rate lock for life. So I would assume that you would want a policy with a monthly rate lock, correct?
Right.
Yeah. Our clients also tell us they do not want a company that's going to come back later and cancel the coverage due to changes in their health. So what they're looking for is permanent coverage that can never be canceled, which once again is all that we offer. And I would assume that that's important to you as well, correct?
Mhm.
And lastly, most of my clients, they want a plan that's going to last their entire lifetime, okay, not cancel when they turn um, 65, 80 years, like term insurance or AARP does. So you want a policy that will never change, correct?
Right.
Well, ma'am, based on those features that you need, it does sound like what you want is whole life insurance coverage, not term. So you're on the right path because whole life pays out 100% of the time as long as the premiums are paid. because the carrier cannot drop the policy regardless of what happens with your age or your health. Term insurance, on the other hand, Mrs. Stevenson, and listen to this, they virtually never pay a death benefit or a claim because they are temporary policies that do expire, and the rates increase on a regular basis. So I've gone ahead and inputted all this information into my system, and I got some good news for you. I did find a policy that best fits your overall needs, and I picked them based on, one, what you said you're trying to accomplish, right? You want to be cremated, so it's not over the top. But I also picked this company based on the features that, you said are important to you. For example, guaranteed monthly rates, permanent coverage that you can never outlive, but most importantly, it's going to be there to protect your family, from the financial burden at the time of your passing. Now, the name of the company is Royal Neighbors of America. They've been protecting Royal Neighbors of America. And they've been protecting families now, like yours and mine, for well over 125 years now. They're out of Rock Island, Illinois. And they pay most of their claims within 24 hours of your passing after receiving the death certificate. Now, do you know why the carrier pays claims so fast?
No.
The reason they pay them so quickly is because they understand something very simple. They understand that when we leave this world, it's one of the worst days in our direct family's life because we're gone. We're not coming back. So they provide that money the same way that, we would if we were still alive. And it really is the last gift of love that you can, leave your family, is not leaving them problems, right? Now, this policy is a permanent whole life policy. It's guaranteed to never increase in price as it does have a rate lock, and your death benefit will remain level, and it will never decrease. With this policy, your coverage never changes. You can never be singled out for a rate increase or canceled for any reason when you enroll. Now, this policy will be there, when your family needs it best. So, it's not like some of the other policies that you see being promoted on TV where you have to wait 2 years to receive the benefit. So in other words, as long as you can make that monthly payment every month, that price tag, and you die, your family is guaranteed to receive the claim, the full price tag of that policy. Makes sense? Now, as I mentioned earlier, we do have a plan to fit everyone's budget, that's tailor-made to fit their specific needs. And previously, you stated that you didn't want to leave this huge burden to any of your relatives, and you feel a sense of obligation of doing something about it if you could. Now, understanding this and knowing that this funeral insurance plan will suit your needs, all we really need to determine now, is how to make this fit, your budget easily. So if you have a pen and paper handy, I'm going to share with you the 3 options that you've qualified for.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead.
So we're going to go ahead and start with option 1. Option 1, you've qualified for $20,000 of immediate coverage. Okay. And your monthly price tag for that is going to be $99.81.
Ooh-wee.
And then we go to option 2. Option 2 is $15,000. And the monthly enrollment for that is $75.51. Then we have option 3. That's immediate coverage as well. And the monthly enrollment is $51.21. And I'm going to throw one more in there for you, which would be a $7,000 policy, and the monthly enrollment would be $36.63. Now, all 4 of these options I've shared with you, they offer the same, the same guarantees that are important to you. Plus, they do come with your own Dignity Planning membership, which I'm sure you've heard of, living there in High Point. But if you haven't, what this valuable membership does for you is that it documents all of your wishes, and upon your passing, it would eliminate the family squabbles, the confusion at the funeral service. The basic difference is the amount of cash that you'll make available to your loved ones, upon your demise. So with that said, keeping affordability in mind, Mrs. Stevenson, which one of these four options would you want us to send to your loved ones when the good Lord calls you home? Check them out for $20,000, to check them out for $15,000, check them out for $10,000, or to check them out for $7,000.
Out of those four options, the 7,000 would be the best one. If you had a fifth offer, I'd take that one.
Okay. Well, that's a great choice. And that's what a lot of people in your particular case are doing. So go ahead and circle that one. Good option. Now, Mrs. Stevenson, I have the correct spelling of your name. Is that,
Yes.
last name is Stevenson, and that's
Yes.
Stevenson, correct?
Yes. Yes.
You have a middle initial?
L. Louise.
L. L for Louise. Louise is spelled Louise, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So who do you want to be the primary beneficiary of the $7,000? Who's that check going to? Okay.
Okay.
All
That's
right.
fine.
Now, let's move on here. Mailing address. Now, can you please confirm your exact mailing address where we will send out your policy and your membership packet to?
It would be Drive, Unit 1A, High Point, North Carolina, 27265.
27265.
Two.
27265.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
So they got that. All right. Now, what is your social?
92.
So I have 92.
Yes.
All right. So now what I have to
Okay.
do is read you some disclosures. Okay, over the telephone. I have to read you they're lengthy disclosures, okay? So I might sound a little bit robotic, but I have to be able to confirm that I read this to you, okay? If something doesn't make sense, tell me I do not know what that means. Please explain it to me, and I will explain it to you. But I have to be able to, right now when we do your interview, we're going to be conducting an interview, and we're going to confirming this information. So let me read this to you. Okay, well, once again, congratulations on taking the step, and qualifying. We're almost done here. Most of our clients, when they're at this point, they're happy about qualifying, and they want to start their coverage as soon as possible. But the earliest that I could start your coverage, because it is day one, would be 2 business days from today, which today is the 8th. So it wouldn't technically be until next Monday. That would be the fastest we can get this policy in force. Now, next Monday, let me look on my calendar, would be the 13th of September. Now, is that a good day, Ms. Stevenson, to send that first notice to your bank for $36.63? Or would you like to start this at the beginning of next month? Please be
At the
advised.
beginning of next.
Okay, so please be advised that even though we're going to get you set up today, the policy will be mailed out for your review, and then the policy wouldn't be going into effect until it's binded with that payment, right? And it would show it on your policy that me and you would discuss, because it would be, about 3 weeks from now. So what day next month would you want us to send that notice to your bank?
Okay, that's fine. It won't be able to. I won't be able to start it before October at any rate.
Okay.
So
what day next month would you want us
and
to
if you
send
want to
out
wait
notice?
until then and send out whatever you got to send out, then that'll be fine too.
So what we do
I
is
won't be able
actually
to do
pretty
it
simple.
this month.
Right. So what we do is really simple. So what day next month would you like to go ahead and bind your policy? What day? What day in October?
You know, a lot of groups that sell life transfers, their main motivation is to sell a transfer. And when the end user, the agent like us, gets that transfer, isn't it true you're dealing with a boatload of resistance from, I don't know what you're talking about, to, I told that person that I did not want any insurance, I'm not interested any longer, and here you are as an agent paying for that transfer, wasting your time dealing with people that truly have no interest in what you have to offer. So, if you're looking for a good transfer for a good cost, give us a call. If you notice in the bottom section, you're going to find that we have all the information to X Telecom. Please feel free to call out to Chris. Make a small order. Try it out. And I promise that you're going to feel the difference of working with the lead, a transfer or an appointment that only has one objection in that call. Not two, not three. Because the last thing you want is someone that's pissed off and they're telling you that they were telling the call center rep before you that they did not want the information, that they wanted it in the mail, that they don't care. You don't need that. And that's a waste of your time, guys. But if you're looking for a good lead, please call us up. Live transfers is really the way to go if you know how to do that live transfer. If you want to learn how to sell over the phone, man, give me a call. You can do it from anywhere in the country. I work from my home office here in Northern California, and it's amazing. Today I'm wearing the tie because I got a meeting here with some agents that are coming out of town to take a look at the phone system, to talk about how they can add it to what they're currently doing. So guys, you guys have a blessed day, and see you guys at the top. Bye.